Emmerdale viewers watched a heartbreaking turn of events as Cain and Moira Dingle faced fresh turmoil after receiving troubling news about his health. As if that wasn't enough, Moira also uncovered details of a mistake from his past that left her devastated. The latest installment of the ITV drama opened with Moira encouraging her husband before an important hospital appointment, reassuring him that they would face whatever lay ahead as a team. Cain, however, found it much harder to remain optimistic. While sitting in the waiting area, the couple tried to lighten the mood by joking about the clichés often associated with serious illnesses. Moira suggested they needed a system similar to a swear box every time someone used an overused motivational saying. Shortly afterwards, they met with specialist Ms. Rhodes, where Cain preferred to get straight to the important details rather than discuss his symptoms again. The consultant explained that the operation had generally been successful, but there remained concerns that the disease may have spread beyond its original location. Although additional tests would be required for confirmation, she warned that this outcome appeared very likely. She also revealed that radiotherapy could become part of his treatment plan, though not immediately. Wanting to understand what might lie ahead, Cain and Moira asked about the long-term effects of radiotherapy. Ms. Rhodes explained that some of the difficulties he was currently experiencing could become lasting problems, leaving both of them deeply concerned. Back at home, Moira found it difficult to keep her emotions under control. Nevertheless, she and Cain attempted to stay positive when the children arrived. Their reassurances failed to convince Kyle, who sensed they were keeping something important from him. After speaking with Graham Foster, Kyle returned and confronted them, insisting he knew they were not being completely honest. Belle and Sam later joined the family gathering, but tensions rose when Cain reacted angrily after hearing yet another well-meaning cliché. Later, Moira planned to have a conversation with Mackenzie Boyd, but instead found herself talking to Charity. During their discussion, Charity opened up about her own circumstances and, after having a few drinks, accidentally revealed that Cain had once made a move on her while Moira was serving time in prison. The revelation left Moira furious. Charity attempted to minimize the situation, insisting that he hadn't been serious and describing it as another example of his tendency to sabotage himself. Moira refused to accept the explanation and walked away in tears. When Cain returned home, Moira confronted him about the attempted flirtation. Whether their marriage can survive this latest setback remains uncertain, especially as the storyline pauses temporarily due to a 2-day scheduling break. A newly released Emmerdale trailer has revealed dramatic scenes ahead as Charity Dingle's emotional struggles deepen, leading to a worrying disappearance that sparks a police search. The popular village resident has been facing one of the most difficult periods of her life in recent months. After agreeing to act as a surrogate for Sarah Sugden in order to help fulfill her dream of becoming a mother, Charity was stunned when she discovered the baby was actually hers. The truth emerged after her affair with former partner Ross Barton during a rough patch in her marriage to Mackenzie Boyd. Determined not to crush Sarah's hopes, Charity chose to keep the baby's true parentage hidden. Following a traumatic labour, she handed the newborn over to Sarah and Jacob Sugden, who were delighted to begin their journey as parents. Meanwhile, Dr. Todd, who had been making Jacob's life difficult for weeks, uncovered the secret surrounding the child's identity. He then exploited the information, demanding a large sum of money in exchange for his silence. The situation became even more distressing when Todd sexually assaulted Charity. Although Charity reported the incident to the authorities, no action was taken, and after Todd departed from the village, she was left struggling to cope with the aftermath. Mackenzie became increasingly concerned as her emotional well-being continued to decline. Family members began to suspect she was suffering from postnatal depression. Charity did little to challenge their assumptions, feeling trapped and isolated while carrying the burden of a secret she feared could destroy lives if exposed. Events take a worrying turn next week, when Charity suddenly gets into her car and leaves the village without warning, leaving friends and family desperately searching for answers. In the newly released preview, Mackenzie can be heard saying that he intends to contact the police, while Charity is shown breaking down behind the wheel, overwhelmed by everything she has endured. The major question remains whether anyone will be able to find her before her situation worsens. Upcoming episodes reveal that Charity eventually ends up beside a lake, where a stranger notices her distress and gently approaches her. When the individual places a hand on her shoulder, Charity reacts aggressively, clearly overwhelmed by emotion. Despite the hostile response, the stranger remains calm and offers support. The encounter could prove significant, but whether Charity will finally open up about her pain remains to be seen. Emmerdale is set to air a tense hostage storyline next week as Lewis Barton finds himself at the mercy of a dangerous captor. After Ross Barton receives a threatening message from the person holding Lewis captive, he becomes determined to rescue his brother at any cost. At the same time, Dr. Liam Kavanagh finally drops a bombshell by revealing that Kev is actually Lewis's biological father. Determined to track Kev down, Ross hopes he can help save Lewis. However, questions remain over whether the former prisoner will step up when it matters most, or abandon his son to his fate. According to insiders, Lewis's kidnapper is a woman named Kylie who warns Ross that Kev must return an item known as Penny if he wants to see Lewis alive and unharmed. Realizing the seriousness of the threat, Liam persuades Claudette to reveal Kev's whereabouts. Together, he and Ross eventually locate him selling homemade cakes from a van. Despite his new career, Kev's attitude proves far from friendly. Tensions quickly boil over, leading to a physical confrontation between Ross and Kev. During the fallout, Kev claims that Penny is a valuable diamond he previously sold to a pawn shop. Ross urges him to buy it back immediately to save Lewis, but it soon becomes clear that Kev is not telling the truth. Later scenes reveal Kev alone with the diamond hanging around his neck, exposing his deception. Despite knowing Lewis's life could be at risk, he chooses to keep the precious stone hidden, raising serious questions about his motives. Meanwhile, Lewis remains imprisoned inside Kylie's house and grows increasingly terrified. Desperate for answers, he asks whether she intends to kill him. Her cryptic response only deepens his fear and uncertainty. Back in the village, Ross and Liam continue searching for a solution. Their anxiety intensifies when Ross receives another disturbing message from Kylie, this time involving scalpels. Soon afterwards, Kylie contacts Kev directly and orders him to deliver Penny before the day ends. Kylie makes it clear that she means business, even revealing that she spent 8 years in Holloway prison. The revelation does little to reassure anyone about Lewis's chances of escaping unharmed. Feeling the pressure, Kev suddenly changes his story and claims he has managed to recover the diamond. Ross remains deeply suspicious and refuses to believe him. Taking matters into his own hands, he knocks Kev unconscious and decides to use him as leverage. As Ross prepares for a face-to-face meeting with Kylie, the stakes could not be higher. Will he succeed in securing Lewis's freedom, or will Kev's unpredictable behavior destroy any hope of a safe rescue? Producers first confirmed Kev's return earlier this year, promising that the character still had plenty of unfinished business in the village. With Lewis unaware that Kev is his real father, the dramatic storyline looks set to deliver major revelations and plenty of explosive twists. Emmerdale continues to air on ITV1 every weekday evening at 8 p.m, with episodes also available to watch online through ITVX.